I'm Aubrey Sitterson, and this is SKALD. You're about to listen to a chapter of an ongoing fantasy narrative, one I've written to be heard, not read. My voice is the only sound you'll hear, and I do it all in one single, flawless take. We pick up right where we left off last time, so if this is your first episode, things might not be entirely clear at the beginning. But you'll figure it out. And if not, you can always go back and listen to the previous episodes. This isn't me reading you a story. This is me telling you a story. This is SKALD, Part 9. Maul, my king, you don't understand. Foreign and the other Ferris quickly closed ranks around the panicked human girl, Grathana. Oh, I understand perfectly. The massive cat beast, Skog, reacted to her companion's frustration, the fur on her back standing up as she emitted a low, guttural growl. You saw the High Elves take me, steal me from my people, from my home, from my rightful place. They wished to make the King of Men their pawn, and you couldn't allow them to have anything over you, could you, Foreign? You wanted a puppet ruler of your own. Maul, please, calm down. This is calm. You trespassed in the realm of men, in my realm, to steal my flesh and blood, to make your own claim on my homeland by kidnapping my sister. This is as calm as I can possibly be. Foreign forced a laugh. Maul, this is absurd. This girl, Grathana, she's not your sister, just some peasant girl that I didn't study under the elf masters. I didn't read their great books. I didn't participate in their learned debates. But hear me well, chieftain. I am not stupid. This isn't the first time you've assumed me to be, but it will be the last. One of the shamans finally mustered the courage to respond to the savage, still quivering from the heinous act he had just carried out for them, deep in the frozen forest. My king, please, how would you even know if she was your sister? You've spent your entire life in the elf realm. You would assume me to be blind as well as dumb. Maul stepped forward, brandishing his cudgel. I may not have your keen elven eyes, but they are more than sharp enough to land my club right upon your scrawny neck if you dare open your liar's mouth again. Maul, there's no need for me to have seen her before to know the truth. Her eyes, her smile, it's like looking into a mirror. Did you really expect royalty not to recognize its own? What other lies have you told me, Foreign? What other lies have you told her? I doubt our parents are even dead unless it was you and your raiding parties that killed them with your cowardly little arrows. There is clearly much that we need to discuss before you go on your way, Maul. Much you don't understand of us or the state your home realm is in. Please, just wait. There's so much you do not understand of Yes, your sister, Grathana. Please, Maul, do not let your anger get the best of you. Foreign stepped cautiously forward with an outstretched hand, that disingenuous smile creeping across his face. Give us the horn and let us go back to the arbor. I shall personally explain everything. The only place I'll go is to my home realm with the girl. Stop insulting the both of us with that vile elvish name you've given her. Once there, I'll give her a new name, one befitting her royal human lineage. And then, and only then, will I give you your precious horn. Maul, you know how crucial that horn is to our survival. You know the High Elves and their cruelty all too well. We need the horn. We need it to protect ourselves. You need it to slaughter them, to destroy their home as they did yours. I have worn the hateful smile of vengeance and revenge enough times to recognize it on your faces. Quit pretending at piousness. You're no better than your cousins. You never have been. This was too much for the other chieftains to stand. Foran had warned them about Maul, had pleaded with them to allow him to handle the savage, knowing full well that this was less a man and more a powder keg, able to fuel engines of change, but just as likely to explode in their faces. This fact, when ignored or simply forgotten, however, when they were confronted with the prospect of losing either Gratana or the magical horn that was the focus of their quest. I don't care who you are, who you think you are, what you've been through, or what you think is right. The horn was part of the deal. The princess was not, and you shall not have her. The visiting chieftain spoke with authority, drawing her long, thin, mostly ceremonial rapier, and stepping forward as, to Foran's horror, the other chieftains followed her example. You accepted the terms, and I will see you abide by them, beast. Before they could take another step, however, Skog's growl migrated up from her throat to her mouth, baring her razor-sharp, gleaming teeth, allowing the threatening, primal noise to blast out through her open jaws. Maul grinned as the chieftains quailed at his loyal companion. In an instant, Foran was back between the two groups, desperate to smooth things over with Maul and avoid the bloodshed that could not end well for any of them. Maul, you have to know that we can't allow you to change the terms of the deal at this point. The Ferris take a very grim view of deception. You would speak to me of deception? You who have lied and misled, stolen and kidnapped, painting yourself as liberators and heroes when you are as foul and evil as those you claim to oppose? No, I am the only liberator here. I am the hero. Yes, I am changing the terms, but I change them to what is right. What is right for who? The clear human voice rang out through the forest, shocking those who had forgotten that the spoil they bickered over was actually present and possessing an opinion of her own. Maul was the first to regain his composure. What is right for you, girl? For our family and for our people, I will take you home where you will be treated like the princess that you are, not some pawn and bargaining tool for these foul elves. You don't understand. Maul, I'm happy here. And the Ferris, they're good to me. I'm not just some pawn to them. No. You're less than even that. You're a curiosity, a pet to unleash upon a foe, to be sent into the maelstrom whenever they deem appropriate. You're a dog to them, girl, and nothing more. Tears began to well up in the girl's big, angry eyes. That's not true. It's not. Foran turned to Gratana, laying a comforting hand on her shoulder. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't, my sweet girl. Don't you dare believe that drivel that he's feeding you. A dog will love even a master who beats it, will grow to find its chain comforting. But you're better than that, girl. You'd rather be a beaten cur than a princess? Is that it? Don't you see they can't be trusted? And you can? Hot, angry tears streamed down Gratana's face. You, the liar, the deceiver, the murderer. I heard what you mumbled, what you screamed inside the cave. You have done terrible things, horrible things for him and Skog. You bring her to our home. She murders 2 Ferris, and you don't even care. You laughed and you joked when you heard. You're the monster. Foran spoke once again, calmly, as the sobbing Gratana buried her face in his side. She doesn't wish to go with you, Maul. That much is clear. And even if she did, I couldn't allow it. Her life with us in the Arbor will not only be safer, better? What kind of life could you even provide for her? What kind of assurances can you make that she, or even you for that matter, will survive the desperate grasp for power that you are so dead set upon? The rage boiled up inside Maul, preventing him from piecing words together into sentences, so he stood silently, his anger simmering, as Foreign continued on. If Gurthana is truly that important to you, truly, then delay your quest for the throne. Stay here with us, and stay in the arbor, and help us raise your sister in the way befitting your tribe. Help us wage war on those worthy of your anger. The horn, Maul. Give it to us. The fury had built up within him, filling his body with the hot, merciless pressure of anger, pushing out from the inside, making his eyes feel as if they would burst out of his skull without some kind of release. He turned away from Foreign, choking down the urge to drop him where he stood, choosing instead to make one final attempt at reasoning with the girl. Don't you see? Don't you see what they're doing? They fed you with lies. They do it even now. They've made you forget who you are. They don't want you to know who you are, what you are. You are a princess with conqueror's blood running through your veins. You're an heir to the throne. Did they even tell you of your royal heritage? Did they hide it from you as their cousins tried to hide it from me? Gurthana wiped her eyes, trying desperately to appear strong. The Ferris have always been honest with me. Of course I know who I am. Then why won't you come with me? You could have more power than you can even imagine. Because power isn't everything, brother. No, power isn't everything. But it can get you anything. That power isn't important, that it isn't vital and crucial to everything worth having. It's a lie, a disgusting untruth, an idea put forth by those who possess no power of their own and are too cowardly to reach out and take it. His hand gently guiding Gurthana back behind him, Foreign spoke again. Be that as it may, Gurthana has made her choice. And now, you must make yours, Maul. Will you renege on our deal? Will you go back on our agreement? To Foreign and Maul, one thing was clear. They were at an impasse. Foreign had given Maul more leeway, more freedom, more allowances than the Farron Confederacy was happy with. Far more, in fact. But it had all been in service of this one thing. Getting that long, twisting alabaster horn. They must possess it. That was not up for debate. But while they were willing to give almost anything to get it, to wrap their delicate fingers around it, willing to suffer through any indignity, to choke down any insult, their human ward, whether because of their fondness for her, her claim on the human realm's throne, or perhaps some blend of the two, she was not on the table. Maul stepped forward, Skog keeping close by his side. My sister will come with me, and that is final. Whether she knows it, whether you admit it or not, it is what's best for her, and I will have it done. Foreign shook his head, but otherwise remained motionless. You don't want what's best for her, Maul. You want only what's best for yourself. Now give us the horn, and you can be on your way, off to pursue whatever grim fate you have chosen for yourself. Maul's face twisted into that sardonic, hate-filled smile as he waved the horn in his once shaking hand, now steadied by rage. If you won't give me the girl, there's only one way you will ever get this. When I return to your arbor, rescue my sister, then shove this horn down your arrogant throat before slaughtering the lot of you, just as I did the royal family. In the face of this unrepentant, unambivalent, willful, almost joyous cruelty, Foreign, incongruously, laughed. Maul, how can you not see it? You are forever doomed to be your own undoing. If the tyrant and her priests can't find the arbor, what hope could you possibly have? I will not rest until I do. You would do better to simply run. Run hard and run fast, as you have made powerful enemies, boy. We will hunt you to the ends of existence until we have that horn in our possession. And the tyrant, she will hunt you beyond even that. You've made your choice. Before Maul could even react, Foreign turned with a quickness belied by his age, scooping up Grathana and running for the oak tree that one shaman was already in the midst of opening up. Meanwhile, as the chieftains moved for the tree, the other shaman stepped forward in a flash, flinging a fine green powder upon the ground at Maul and Skog's feet. Before they could take a single step, the pair were surrounded by rapidly growing, hungry, barbed vines, bursting up out of the snow where the shaman's powder had fallen. The vines wrapped themselves around them, the thorns scarring Maul's leather armor and whatever flesh was left exposed, the brambles entangling themselves in Skog's thick, dark fur. They were just vines, so it was no great feat to break them, but wherever one fell, seemingly two more sprouted up from the pieces, giving the Ferris the time they needed to dive into the gaping oak tree and make their escape. By the time Maul and Skog, free of that ravenous flora, rushed over to the portal and jumped inside, they found that it was nothing more than an ordinary oak tree. Exiting the tree, cursing, taking wild oaths to the gods who had always hated him, and he had hated in return, gnashing his teeth and stomping the snow beneath his feet, Maul attempted to take stock of their surroundings. The dual suns were setting quickly, and aside from north of the hidden arbor, he had no idea where they were. With all directions headed into the unknown, one was as good as the other. So Maul reattached his cudgel to his belt, scratched Skog behind the ears, allowing the deep vibrations of her purrs to calm him, and then set off into the frozen wilderness. If you're digging SKALD, please leave a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or preferably both. Good reviews improve SKALD's chances of being featured, which helps get new eyes on the podcast. Plus, if you leave a good one, I'll read it at the end of the show. This one comes from That One Guy PDX on iTunes. This podcast is spoken word storytelling at its best. Gather around the fire and listen to our SKALD Aubrey tell you a tale of a warrior of old. His delivery is full of fire and gravitas. Marvelous start to an epic story. I was left with chills. I hope you are too. SKALD is made available for free each and every week. But if you want me to be able to keep it going, the best way to do so is through Patreon. By signing up, you can pledge to have as little as $1 charged to your credit card at the end of each month to support all of this free, amazing content. To sign up or for more information, head to patreon.com/SKALD. Come find me on social media. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, they're all just Aubrey Sitterson. AubreySitterson. No spaces, no numbers. Or you can head over to my website, AubreySitterson.com, spelled the same way, for links to everything, including social media, my non-SKALD related projects, comics, podcasts, t-shirts, credits, bio, and contact information. Most importantly, though, if you're enjoying SKALD, please help get the word out online, in real life, on blogs and podcasts, subreddits and message boards, any way you can. Thanks for listening. I'll talk at you next week.